Alright, so this is the Vulcan 900 I'll be riding on. Hello and welcome back. This is Gypsy Rider here with another episode. This time we want to focus on my 2009 Kawasaki Vulcan 900. And as you may know, that is also the name of my channel because I named this bike Gypsy. She's a cruiser style. Some of you have asked, well, how does she really perform at higher speeds? And is she good for tours, longer trips, things like that? So what I can tell you so far about this motorcycle is that for what she is, she's a 900cc, 615 pounds wet, something like that. She performs beautifully. She's a great, reliable motorcycle. Of course, just like with anything, there are pluses, there are minuses, there are goods, there are bads, there are positives, there are negatives. So we want to explore some of those in this video today. So stay tuned. Okay. So what I could tell you I really like about this motorcycle is it is very comfortable. I love the cruiser style bike because it allows me to stretch out my legs a little bit and, you know, just be comfy. I changed out the stock seat with a Mustang seat with a backrest, and it allows me just to be in a very, very comfortable position. I am 5'11", about 180 pounds, give or take a few, so I can flat foot this bike easily. Just comfortable to ride. I find the handlebar position to be very comfortable. My hands are comfortable. Love it. What else do I love about this bike? I love how this bike shifts. I just love the sound of the shifter. It's just smooth. You know, it never had a problem shifting, getting stuck from first into neutral like some other bikes. This bike just shifts beautifully. And I remind you guys, this is a 2009, and I know the Vulcans haven't really changed much, if anything, engine-wise, since then probably. I also owned two Kawasaki Nomads previously, the 1500 and 1600cc versions. Also wonderful bikes. But then I stopped riding for a few years and I ended up buying this bike as a re-entry bike for me. And I'm really loving it. Just FYI guys, it is very windy today. We're probably at around 15 to 18 mile an hour winds. So if I have any issues with audio, I apologize up front. So what else? This bike, it came with the windshield. That's probably a must-have for all of my bikes. I like to have some kind of wind protection, even though, you know, not sure how much this windshield does, but I'm sure it does a little bit. Otherwise, I haven't done anything to this bike. I made the sound of the pipes a little bit louder by debaffling phase 1 on the pipes. I didn't do the phase 2, so just the phase 1 to give it a little bit more of a roar. And it's not too loud to me, it's just right. What else? Yeah, I just overall love this bike. I love the reliability of it. It always seems to be working, never have any issues. You know, I keep up with the required maintenance on it. and never have any issues. This thing just runs and goes. What are some of the dislikes? Well, and I know there are a bunch of videos out there on the Vulcan 900, and a lot of people concerned that it's only a 5-gear, not a 6-gear transmission. And yeah, I agree. I mean, you know, you get to a higher speed of 70 or so, you do miss that 6th gear. And no matter what bike you own, I have owned many motorcycles, excuse me, and I will tell you, I had an 1800 Goldwing, I had Harleys, and at the end of the day, all of them could have been faster, could have been stronger, could have been heavier, could have had a little extra power, another gear, this and that. So it's something that I take into consideration, but I don't let it make my decision, so to speak. This is a 900cc. I know what to expect. You know, if I want a really fast bike, this is not the bike I'm buying. You know, this is the bike I'm buying for a re-entry bike, or you know, don't have that far to go, not planning on any super long trips. Now, I will tell you guys that this bike is definitely made for longer tours if you want to. You know, I'm a kind of guy that enjoys the scenic routes. I really am not the kind of guy that likes to bang out interstate miles for hours on end. But interstate is part of motorcycling. If you want to get from place A to B, at some point you're probably going to want to get on the interstate to get to where you're going. So that's one of the focuses of this video today, is to see where this bike lives, how well it does on the interstates, at higher speeds. I will tell you from personal experience, and this is what this video is all about, is just my opinions. Take them or leave them. I've owned Vulcans for many years. Love the Vulcan lineup. This is a great bike. This is a really good bike, and I will tell you that, you know, it lives on the back roads. It lives on the highways at comfortable speeds. When I'm talking about comfortable speeds, I'm talking about, you know, 55, 60 miles an hour. That is where this bike lives. I'm at 60 right now. And you could this bike will do this all day. No vibration. This is where this bike is born and wants to be. You know, we will see on the interstate later on how it performs at a bit of a higher speed. You know, when you get up to the 70 or 80 mile an hour winds. 80 mile an hour speeds, even at a very windy day. So because of the wind, I chose this day especially to do this video, to really give it a good test. I know how she performs on highways, and she's awesome. She is absolutely awesome at these cruising highway speeds, back roads. She's good in the turns. She's easy to maneuver. She's just a great bike. So let's sit back, enjoy some of the back roads, some of the highway roads, highway speeds, and in a little while we'll get to the interstate. So at these highway speeds, like I mentioned before, this bike just lives for this. You know, I was thinking as I was riding, you know, what other features do I like about this bike? I love that it offers heel toe shifter. I'm a big fan of that. Some people don't like them. I do. I love to shift up with my heel. I think it's just comfortable and it's just awesome. I love it. What else I don't like, it's not a big deal, but that all your instruments are kind of down here on the tank. So to see them, you got to look down a little bit. It probably would be better if they were up by the handlebar. But like I said, it's not that big a deal. There's not much to it, to the instrumentation. It's very simple. It doesn't have cruise control. So for you guys that plan on doing longer tours, spend a lot of time in the seat, maybe something you want to consider, that your bike has cruise control. I can tell you from experience from our other bike, which is a sport luxury touring bike, which is the bike I normally use for interstate travel, because that particular bike, you know, lives at around 80 miles an hour and up, and it does have cruise control, and I use it all the time. So, but if you're planning on using this bike like I use it for, you know, day trips, maybe the occasional overnighter or so, where you feel you don't have to have cruise control, this bike is awesome. I have a little throttle buddy on my throttle that helps me relieve the pressure a little bit if it gets too much, but otherwise I really haven't missed it too much, because like I said, I'm using this bike mainly on back roads and highways. So what else can I tell you guys about this bike? Engine braking is excellent. Suspension, yeah, be a little rough at times, but you know, it's not a super heavy bike. So to me, it's fine. Like I said earlier, upgraded to a Mustang seat. I also have a little air cushion on top of it, which really improves sort of the suspension feeling and the comfort of the ride. Otherwise, you know, the only thing I haven't mentioned is the way it looks, and I just love the way this Vulcan 900 looks. You know, to me it looks bigger than a 900. They did a really nice job when they designed this bike. You know, the size, to me it makes it look a little bigger than what she really is. And you can really personalize her, you know, with, I have down here, I don't know if you can see, I have a little, obviously I have the highway bars, highway pegs, I have a cup holder down there, I have my phone mount, I have speakers, another camera mount, I have a tool bag here, I have the backrest, the luggage rack, I have a bag for it if I do go for longer trips. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff you can do to this bike and really customize it and make it really your own and really comfortable. So, if you have any questions about this bike that I maybe haven't mentioned, leave me a comment in the comment section below, and I'll do my best to answer it for you from, not so much from the expert side of it, because I am by no means an expert, but maybe from more of the experienced side of owning one, riding one. So I'll do my best to answer any questions that you have. That's it from the highway we're about to get on the interstate and test her out on higher speeds. All right, guys, we're about to get on the interstate now. So I'm in third gear right now, about to go up to fourth. Okay, fourth gear. I am at 50 miles an hour. Okay, I'm at 60. Going into my fifth gear, which is the final gear that I have. I'm at 70 now. And it's a very, very windy day. But even at 70, she does fine. I don't really feel vibrations just yet. She's battling the wind just fine so far. Okay, we're at 75. I feel a little bit, well, I do feel, we're at 80 now, and I do feel the floorboard vibration on my feet. I will say that. The handlebars are fine, but I do feel I do feel vibration on the floorboard at about 80 miles an hour. I feel a little bit of it at 75. But to be honest, I really haven't had her above 80 because I don't really have a need for it. But my interstate speed would be comfortable at 70 miles an hour. So if you're okay with 70, 75, yeah, this bike should definitely be considered. Alright, so we have plenty of passing power, going to 75 to pass this person here, and plenty of gas left in the tank. Now we're cruising at 75. So are there bigger, badder bikes out there for the interstate? 100%, absolutely. But how many better bikes, cruiser style bikes, are there that you can get on the used market for around $3,000 to $4,000? You know, so if you're on a budget and you want a cruiser style bike, you can get one of those used with low miles pretty cheaply. Not that this bike is cheap, it's just what they sell for, you know. I mean, this is an 09. I have maybe 14,000 miles on it. And to me, she's still like showroom condition. You know, and I'm comfortably cruising here at 70 miles an hour on a really, really windy day. And at 70, there's no vibration to speak of. You know, other than the wind, and I'm pretty protected by my windshield, and there's other things that I can do to make that even better. I can get fork wind reflectors, and you know, I can add another piece to the top, and I mean, there's things that you can do, but with a full face helmet, I don't really feel any buffering. So let's go one more time. Open it up a little bit more here. 75. $80 miles an hour. So I will say at 80, it gets to be a little bit uncomfortable for me, probably for, you know, if it was a longer ride. I would not stay at 80 for long, just because of the vibration and, you know, that I mentioned earlier. But you know, if you're good at 70, 75, this bike will do this all day. And you have plenty of power still left to pass people, you know, to get the occasional 80, 85 out of her with ease. So I'm still cruising at 70, and what I haven't mentioned is the ease of handling. This bike handles very easy, even at 70, 75 miles an hour. So if you need to do a lane change, you know, no effort. Let me get past this toll booth here. I got to pull out my little sun pass out of my pocket and hold this thing up so he can read it. All right. So, you know, we'll do a lane change here after this guy passes. You know, very controllable, this bike. You know, left, right, left, even in this windy condition. And I'm at about 72 miles an hour. Very easy. You know, even one-handed, I mean, she rides a pretty straight line. And what feels like, I think today is 15, 16 mile an hour winds. Alright guys, where I'm sitting here waiting for the light to turn, we will call this the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed it and it was a little bit informative. If you haven't done so, please just consider subscribing to this channel. I'll try and have new videos and new content out every week on every Friday. Also, come follow and visit me on Facebook and Instagram. Until next time, you guys be safe, stay safe, and ride safe. Take care. Bye.